Blood in the streets, making money off of people's misery. John D. Rockefeller famously stated, "The best time to make money is to buy when the blood is running in the streets." So if this is the case, I have a question for you. How do you get blood to run in the streets? Stick around as I tackle this question.
You're only here a short time, so lay your life on the line. Living on borrowed time. Living on borrowed time.
Welcome to the Lion Zone. I'm your host and teacher, Steve Johan. If you like what I'm doing, make sure to hit the bell, like, and subscribe to my channel. To understand just how insightful the quote by JDR is, one must take his words to heart and look at every blood in the streets scenario as a means of making money. Two examples would be to start a war or create a fake pandemic. But these are not the only ways to make blood in the streets. We can apply this to every crisis promoted by the government and their media partners, be it a manufactured or real crisis, both which are being leveraged to make money off of. An example, most so-called natural disasters can be dealt with, but with humanitarian way, where money making is not the objective. Unfortunately, most disasters are leveraged to make money off of them by everyone who can. Climate alarmists, solar energy, battery operated cars, somebody's making a lot of money on that. Red Cross makes millions whenever a crisis mentioned. They don't even have to use their own money to help anyone. Same with GoFundMe campaigns put out by so-called family members and charity organizations. Many religious nonprofits use crises to raise money, as do political parties. They use fear. Oh, they're coming to get us. Send us money. Same thing with businesses who use such tactics as pinkwashing and greenwashing to get people to purchase their products. I call it making money off of people's misery. The 2020 COVID fake-demic, and yes, it's fake, was a well-organized fleecing program designed to accomplish many things. By leveraging a seasonal flu and turning it into a blood in the streets scenario, many individuals and businesses made out like bandits, many of which had nothing to do with the actual promotion of the scamdemic, while others were directly involved and will eventually face God for their dastardly deeds. Staying with the COVID theme for a moment, when we look at actual causes for death, it was from the very same demographic that die every year from seasonal flu, namely very old people with multiple life-threatening ailments. But a secondary cause is the ongoing purposeful death by hospital. Death by hospital is when people who enter the hospital to be treated for COVID are given remdesivir, a dangerous pharmaceutical product that actually shuts down the kidneys. It was destined for the garbage heap, but guess what? An individual by the name of Anthony Fauci said, "We will make it the #1 drug to be administered to anyone who is tagged with CV." The maker of said drug, Gilead, is the company has made a heap of money off the killing and maiming of hundreds and thousands of people. Let's add to this the hospitals who are supposed to be treating people with CV were awarded financial kickbacks and incentives when they prescribed the Gilead product, along with other dangerous treatments, unlike prior to 2020, when these very same hospitals would treat the flu patients with well-known safe drugs and treatments. Why all of a sudden did they change? Money, that's what changed, and coercion from above. Add to this the list of all the makers who were handed billions of dollars to come up with a useless and dangerous drug to be injected into billions of people's arms, which every one of them state on their data sheet would not cure nor prevent you from getting CV. Question: why did the FDA authorize these drugs under Emergency Use Act? when they knew they were useless and dangerous? Because money had to be made and they were paid to play their part. Keep in mind, once the mandates were enacted under the EUA, Emergency Use Act, everyone and their neighbor climbed aboard the money train to get their part of the booty, as reflected by the illegal mandates put out by corrupt government officials who got billions of dollars through the CARE Act, schools who got millions of dollars through the CARE Act, and businesses who got billions and millions of dollars through the CARES Act to go along with the mandates. They didn't do it because they loved you and they cared about your health. They did it because they got paid. Blood in the streets make money, while blood is in the streets. Beyond Big Pharma, hundreds of individuals and companies directly benefited from the CV-19 scam. There are countless investors, shareholders who've made hundreds of millions and billions directly from the sales of all things COVID. We aren't even talking about the ability of governments worldwide to reduce their population by whatever amount they did and to gain even more power over the lives of their citizens. But many of you will say, Steve, that's ludicrous. They have nothing to do with the COVID. It's a deadly virus that wreaked havoc across the world. Don't you watch the news? Well, for a complete rebuttal against that nonsense, I suggest you buy my book, Breaking the Deception Code, A Truth Seeker's Guide to Discernment, available through all online booksellers. In it, I spell out just how demented these governments and businesses are who control them and what drives them to do what they do. Look up the term deicide, D-I-O-C-I-D-E, and you will understand just how evil governments and how corrupt their puppeters are towards its citizens when it comes to making money. And when it comes to creating a blood in the streets scenario, the news industries are masters of it. They make billions selling you one crisis after another, all sponsored, of course, by drug companies who benefit directly from the promotion of said crises. Think of all the antidepressant meds they sell, into the billions. Think of all the high blood pressure meds sold, into the billions, all of which could be alleviated by just a click of the button and turning off the news. In addition to corporate funding, these agencies are used by government to promote their blood in the streets scenarios. The news industry is not here to do what is right, to tell you truths, but to make money and nothing else. If a few million people die because they falsely told you to do something, who cares? It's all part of their job. I think there's a special place in Hades for news anchors who go along with agendas and never question what is put in front of them. Welcome to making money while there's blood in the streets. I have a better idea for making money. It's called delivering truth in a spirit of love and offering services and products that help people do better in their life and don't make them miserable. One of my jobs is to speak truth in love and to help people get off the fear train by turning off the news and learning to have a discerning mind, to pick and choose and understand that many of the things we are told are lies and deceptions designed to manipulate us into doing somebody else's dirty work or making money for them. I'm about helping people take control of their health and well-being, which is a powerful thing. And if I make a little money at it through you donating my way or my books, so be it. I'm helping people out. In closing, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to this channel. Make sure to visit me at stevejohan.com and sign up for my free newsletter. If you find value in what I'm doing and want to support me, send some cash my way. Steve Johan, 16825, 48th Avenue West, Linwood, Washington, Suite 313, 98037. Until next time, this is Steve Johan saying, be a lion and not the prey.